France. A name that conjures images of bustling Parisian cafes and the iconic silhouette of the Eiffel Tower against a twilight sky. But to think of France as only its capital is to see but a single, brilliant star in a vast and dazzling galaxy. This is a land woven from the threads of history, a landscape sculpted by time itself, where every stone tells a story and every vista holds a secret. It is a nation of kings and revolutions, of artists who painted the light and engineers who defied gravity. France isn't just about the Eiffel Tower and croissants. It's a land of kings, revolutions, and landscapes straight out of a fairy tale. Let's explore. Our journey will take us far beyond the familiar boulevards, into the very heart of this ancient and varied country. We will wander through the opulent halls of Versailles, where the echoes of royal absolutism still resonate. We will stand in awe before the soaring grace of the Louvre and the solemn resilience of Notre Dame. We will drift through the fairy tale chateaux of the Loire Valley, their turrets reflected in the gentle waters of the river. This is an odyssey designed not just to be seen but to be felt, a tranquil passage through centuries of human endeavor and natural splendor, a chance to uncover the hidden gems that lie just beyond the well-trodden path. We will venture to the sun-drenched coast of the French Riviera, a playground of glamour and Mediterranean allure, and ascend to the breathtaking alpine heights of Chamonix-Mont-Blanc. We will trace the scent of lavender across the rolling hills of Provence, and lose ourselves in the medieval labyrinth of Carcassonne. From the half-timbered houses of Strasbourg, a crossroads of European identity, to the hallowed D-Day beaches of Normandy, where history turned its most crucial page, we will witness a nation of profound contrasts and enduring spirit. Our path will lead us through landscapes that have inspired poets and painters for generations. This is a promise of discovery. We will marvel at the Roman genius of the Pont du Gard, a testament to an empire's ambition, and feel the deep spiritual pull of Rocamadour, a village clinging impossibly to a sheer cliff face. We will navigate the Venetian-like canals of Annecy and explore the rugged, fiery coast of Corsica. We will wander through the ancient vineyards of Bordeaux, tasting the legacy of a tradition that stretches back millennia. This is France in all its multifaceted glory, a relaxing journey through its history and its unparalleled timeless beauty, a story of a land and its people waiting to be told. Off the coast of Normandy, where land and sea meet in a dramatic embrace, rises Mont Saint-Michel. It appears as a mirage, its Gothic spires reaching for the heavens. Twice a day, powerful tides reveal vast sands, transforming the island's connection to the mainland. For centuries, pilgrims braved these shifting waters, drawn to the mount's spiritual promise. The abbey, perched atop ancient granite, is a marvel of faith and architecture, layered with history and crowned by soaring Gothic arches. Once a fortress, a sanctuary, and even a prison, Mont Saint-Michel endures as a symbol of resilience and wonder. Today, it stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a testament to the enduring power of nature, human ingenuity, and faith. Just outside Paris lies Versailles, a world of unimaginable grandeur and power. The Palace of Versailles was not just a royal residence, but a symbol of absolute monarchy and the Sun King's vision. Its immense scale and opulence were designed to awe, with golden gates, marble halls, and endless gardens. Every detail reinforced the king's power, from the architecture to the rituals of court life. The Hall of Mirrors, with its dazzling reflections, became the stage for France's greatest ceremonies. Beyond the palace, the gardens, designed by André Lenotre, showed mastery over nature itself. Even the Queen's Hamlet, a rustic retreat, reveals the longing for simplicity amid splendor. Versailles endures, a testament to ambition, artistry, and the fleeting nature of power. On the banks of the River Seine, the Eiffel Tower rises, a symbol of ingenuity and the spirit of Paris. Once doubted, it now stands as a beacon, drawing millions to witness the city's art of living. By night it glows with golden light, a spectacle that unites visitors in wonder. The Seine winds through the city, nurturing its heart and connecting its stories. Along its banks, the Louvre stands, a sanctuary of creativity where masterpieces like the Mona Lisa inspire awe. At the city's heart, Notre Dame endures, its towers and bells echoing centuries of history and resilience. Paris, where past and present meet and beauty endures in every stone and light. On one side lies the garden of Diane de Poitiers, a formal arrangement of lawns and flower beds protected from the river's floods by raised stone terraces. On the other lies the garden of Catherine de' Medici, more intimate and ornate in its design. These two distinct spaces exist side by side, a living testament to the two women who vied for the king's affection and control of this exquisite domain. They are meticulously maintained, a vibrant display of horticultural artistry that changes with the seasons. Inside, the chateau is a treasure trove of art, rare tapestries, and period furniture, each room echoing with the lives of its former inhabitants. From the grand salon where courtly life unfolded to the bustling society, from the defensive needs of the Middle Ages to the artistic exuberance of the Renaissance. The river acts as a guide, leading the traveler from one magnificent spectacle to the next. The chateaux stand as proud and enduring monuments, their reflections shimmering in the slow-moving water, silent storytellers in a land saturated with history, beauty, and the enduring legacy of a golden age. We travel south to a land bathed in a unique and luminous light, a light that has captivated artists for generations. This is Provence. And in the heat of summer, its rolling hills are transformed into a breathtaking spectacle. Vast fields of lavender stretching to the horizon create a sea of vibrant purple. The air itself becomes thick and heavy with their calming aromatic scent, a perfume that is carried on the warm breeze. This is not a wild landscape but one carefully cultivated, a partnership between humanity and nature that produces one of the world's most iconic agricultural displays. The lavender bloom is a seasonal phenomenon, a brief but glorious period that draws observers from across the globe. For the bees, it is a time of feasting. The low, constant hum of millions of these industrious insects fills the air, a sign of a healthy and thriving ecosystem. They move methodically from one fragrant flower to the next, collecting nectar and pollen, performing the vital act of pollination that ensures the continuation of this purple rain. The resulting lavender honey is a local delicacy, a taste of the Provençal summer captured in a jar. The cultivation of lavender here is an ancient tradition, a craft passed down through families for centuries. The farmers know the rhythms of the land, the precise moment when the flowers are at their peak, ready for harvest. The site of the harvest, whether by traditional hand sickle or modern machinery, is another part of the cycle of life in these fields. The cut lavender is then taken to local distilleries, where the precious essential oil is extracted through steam, a process that concentrates the very essence of the plant, a key ingredient in perfumes, soaps, and medicines the world over. This landscape is a feast for the senses. The intense purple of the flowers contrasts dramatically with the deep green of the leaves, the ochre of the dry soil, and the brilliant azure of the sky. It is a painter's palette brought to life, and it is no wonder that artists like Van Gogh and Cézanne were so profoundly inspired by the colors and light of Provence. To stand amidst these fields is to be immersed in a world of color and scent, a deeply tranquil and restorative experience, a moment of pure, unadulterated natural beauty. Perched dramatically on the edge of the Vaucluse Plateau overlooking the fields below, is the village of Gordes. It appears to grow directly from the rock on which it is built, a cascade of stone houses and narrow winding streets that cling precariously to the hillside. This is a village born of necessity, its defensive position offering protection from the invasions and turmoil that once plagued this region. Its existence is a masterclass in adaptation, a human settlement perfectly integrated into a challenging and formidable terrain, a sentinel watching over the valley. The village is a labyrinth of collades, ancient cobblestone pathways that twist and turn, revealing hidden squares, ancient fountains, and breathtaking viewpoints at every corner. The stone used to build Gordes is the local limestone, its pale color glowing warmly in the Provençal sun, making the village appear almost luminous at dawn and dusk. Walking these streets is like stepping into another era. The buildings huddle closely together, their thick stone walls providing insulation from the fierce summer heat and the cold Mistral wind that can sweep through the region. At the very top of the village stands its fortress, a Renaissance chateau built upon the foundations of a much older medieval castle. Its imposing structure dominates the skyline, a reminder of the village's strategic importance and the powerful families who once ruled here. From its ramparts, the view is truly spectacular, a panoramic vista across the Luberon Valley, with its patchwork of fields, vineyards, and olive groves. It is from this vantage point that one can truly appreciate the village's relationship with the surrounding landscape, a bond forged over 1,000 years. Life in Gordes unfolds at a leisurely pace, dictated by the sun and the seasons. The weekly market brings the village to life, a vibrant hub of social and commercial activity where locals and visitors mingle, and the colors and smells of fresh produce fill the air. Gordes is more than just a beautiful place. It is a living community, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of those who chose to build their homes in this extraordinary location. It stands today as one of the most beautiful villages in France, a perfect harmony of human construction and natural grandeur. The charm of Provence lies not just in its most famous sights, but in the details of its everyday life. It is found in the ancient olive groves, where gnarled silver-leaf trees, some centuries old, continue to produce their precious fruit. The olive is a cornerstone of Provençal culture and cuisine, its oil a liquid gold that flavors the local dishes. The dry stone walls or restanques that terrace the hillsides are another characteristic feature, a testament to the painstaking labor of generations of farmers who shaped the land to make it productive. The region is dotted with countless other charming villages, each with its own unique character. Roussillon, with its vibrant ochre cliffs, paints the landscape in shades of red, yellow, and orange. Minerbes and Beaulieu, also perched atop hills, offer their own stunning views and historic charm. These villages are connected. On the southern edge of France, the Côte d'Azur, French Riviera, unfolds in a dazzling blend of sun, sea, and color. The deep blue Mediterranean meets golden shores, inspiring artists and dreamers for centuries. The Alps shelter this coast, creating a paradise where palm trees and flowers thrive. Nice, the Riviera's queen, curves along the Bay of Angels, alive with art, culture, and Mediterranean light. Cannes, famed for its film festival, blends glamour with old-world charm and quiet island escapes. Here, between mountains and sea, the Riviera's beauty and spirit shine, a realm of sun and splendor. We leave the sun-drenched coast and journey into the French Alps, where the sky and colossal peaks define the land. This is Chamonix-Mont-Blanc, a place of raw, untamed power and breathtaking beauty. At 4,807 meters, Mont Blanc is the highest peak in the Alps, its ice-crowned dome dominating the skyline. The town of Chamonix thrives in the mountain's shadow, its life and history shaped by the peaks. Glaciers carve the valleys and feed the rivers but now retreat, a visible sign of climate change. Ascend to the Aiguille du Midi for a breathtaking panorama of the Mont Blanc Massif. The Mer de Glace, France's largest glacier, is both magnificent and shrinking, a powerful reminder of our changing world. Our journey now takes us south to the Languedoc region, a land of rolling vineyards and sun-baked hills. And rising from this landscape like a vision from a child's fairy tale is the Cité de Carcassonne. This is not merely a castle but an entire fortified city, Europe's largest and most complete medieval fortress. Its double-walled ramparts and 52 towers command the skyline, a breathtaking silhouette against the southern French sky. To approach Carcassonne is to feel the weight of history, to sense the presence of the countless generations who have lived, fought, and died within these very walls. The site has been a strategic stronghold for over 2.5 millennia. Its story begins with the Romans, who first recognized the defensive potential of this hill, overlooking the river Aude. They built the first fortifications here, the foundations of which can still be seen in the lower courses of the northern ramparts. After the Romans came the Visigoths, who expanded the city, and then the Saracens. Each successive occupation left its mark, adding new layers of stone and story to the growing fortress. The very ground here is saturated with the past, a complex geological and historical stratigraphy. The city reached its zenith in the High Middle Ages, under the powerful Trencavel dynasty and later, the kings of France. It became a formidable bastion of royal power on the border with the Kingdom of Aragon. The double ring of ramparts we see today, an inner wall dating from the Roman and Visigothic periods, and a massive outer wall built by the French kings in the 13th century made the city virtually impregnable. This concentric design was a masterpiece of medieval military architecture, a deadly maze for any would-be attacker. For centuries, Carcassonne stood as a symbol of unbreachable strength. But as military technology evolved and the French border moved south, the city's strategic importance waned. It fell into disrepair, its mighty walls crumbling, its stones plundered by locals for building materials. By the 19th century, it was a romantic ruin, scheduled for demolition. It was saved from this fate by the passionate intervention of the architect Eugène Viollet-le-Duc, who undertook one of the most ambitious and controversial restoration projects in history, breathing life back into the sleeping fortress. To truly understand Carcassonne, one must walk its walls. The journey between the two ramparts, known as the Lyces, offers a unique perspective on the fortress's defensive genius. This wide open space was a deadly killing ground. Attackers who managed to breach the outer wall would find themselves trapped, exposed to a hail of arrows and projectiles from the much higher inner wall. Walking here today, in the peaceful shade of the towers, it takes a leap of the imagination to picture the chaos and terror of a medieval siege. The stones themselves seem to hold the echoes of those desperate struggles. From the ramparts, the views are commanding. To the west lies the modern Ville Basse, or lower town of Carcassonne, which was established in the Middle Ages to house those expelled from the Cité. To the east and south, the landscape of the Languedoc unfolds, a patchwork of vineyards, fields, and the distant hazy silhouette of the Pyrenees Mountains. This panoramic vantage point reveals precisely why this hill was chosen for a fortress. It offers complete control over the surrounding terrain and the crucial trade routes that pass through the Aude Valley. The 52 towers that punctuate the walls are not uniform. Each one tells a part of the city's long story. There are the squat, U-shaped towers of the Gallo-Roman period, built with distinctive layers of red brick. There are the formidable round towers of the French kings, designed to better deflect cannonballs. Some towers are open to the sky, while others house dark, echoing chambers. Exploring these towers is like leafing through a stone textbook of military history, witnessing the evolution of defensive strategy over more than 1,000 years. The experience of walking the walls changes dramatically with the light. In the bright morning sun, every detail of the stonework is sharp and clear. In the late afternoon, the setting sun casts long, dramatic shadows, emphasizing the fortress's immense scale and texture. But it is perhaps at night, when the walls are floodlit, that Carcassonne is at its most magical. It becomes a golden city floating in the heart of Alsace. Strasbourg stands as a living testament to centuries of French and Germanic influence. Its Grande Ile, encircled by the river Ile, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where cobbled streets and half-timbered houses reveal a rich, layered history. At its heart rises the Cathédrale Notre-Dame, a marvel of pink sandstone and faith, once the tallest building in the world. Beyond the old city, glass and steel mark Strasbourg's modern role as a symbol of European unity. Here, past and future meet. Strasbourg, a city where cultures converge and history is always in motion. In southwest France, the landscape of Bordeaux is shaped by centuries of partnership between people and the vine. Bordeaux is a name that echoes worldwide, synonymous with the art of winemaking. Its story is written in the unique soils, gravel, clay, and limestone, known as terroir. The Gironde estuary and its rivers create perfect conditions for grapes, a delicate balance of earth, water, and sun. Romans first saw this land's potential, planting vines that would shape history. Today, winemakers are guardians of this living heritage, working in harmony with nature. Grand chateaux rise among the vines, symbols of Bordeaux's legacy and prestige. The Garonne River flows through the city, carrying Bordeaux's story to the world. Here, wine is more than a drink. It's a culture, a history, and a way of life. These are the shores of Normandy. At first glance, they appear as any other stretch of coastline, governed by the timeless rhythms of the tide. The long sandy beaches, backed by gentle dunes and grassy bluffs, seem peaceful, almost serene. Gulls cry overhead and the waves of the English Channel wash ashore with a steady, soothing whisper. It is a landscape of quiet, natural beauty. But these sands, these cliffs, and these waters hold a profound and solemn memory. They are a landscape forever marked by the events of a single day in the 20th century. On June 6, 1944, these tranquil beaches were transformed into the largest amphibious battlefield in the history of warfare. Codenamed Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword, these 5 sectors became the stage for the D-Day landings, the beginning of the end of the Second World War in Europe. Here, tens of thousands of young Allied soldiers stormed ashore, running into a maelstrom of machine gun fire and artillery shells. The very sand beneath our feet was soaked in the blood of heroes, the air filled with the terrifying sounds of conflict. The peaceful scene of today belies the unimaginable chaos and courage that unfolded here. Omaha Beach in particular became a name synonymous with sacrifice. The high, steep bluffs offered a formidable natural defense, and the German forces positioned there were able to inflict devastating casualties on the American troops landing below. The tide, which today gently laps the shore, became a treacherous enemy, swamping landing craft and weighing down soldiers with their heavy gear. Surviving the initial landing was a trial by fire, a desperate struggle for a foothold on a continent that had been held in tyranny's grip for 4 long years. The courage displayed on this beach, in the face of overwhelming odds, is almost beyond comprehension. To walk these beaches today is a deeply moving experience. The physical scars of the battle have largely been healed by time and nature. The dunes have reformed and grasses have grown over the shell craters. Yet the emotional and historical weight remains palpable. One cannot look out at the gray waters of the channel, or up at the silent cliffs, without feeling the presence of the past. These shores are not just sand and stone, they are sacred ground, a vast open-air monument to the immense price of freedom. They serve as a permanent, humbling reminder of the generation that gave everything on this strip of Norman coast. The evidence of the immense struggle that took place here is not confined to the beaches alone. The hinterland, the landscape just beyond the coast, is still pockmarked with the enduring scars of battle. At Point du Gard, the earth remains a chaotic jumble of craters, a lunar landscape created by the intensive naval and aerial bombardment that preceded the assault. This promontory, a strategic clifftop position between Omaha and Utah beaches, was heavily fortified with German artillery, and its capture was vital to the success of the landings. Here, a small force of United States Army Rangers undertook one of the most daring missions of the war. Using ropes and ladders, they scaled the sheer 100-foot cliffs under intense enemy fire, a feat of incredible bravery and endurance. The shattered concrete of the German bunkers and observation posts still stands today, their reinforced walls breached and twisted by the explosive power unleashed upon them. Walking among these ruins and bomb craters, one gets a visceral sense of the violence of the battle, a stark physical record of the fight for this small but crucial piece of ground. Further inland, the landscape is dotted with cemeteries, the final resting places for thousands of soldiers from many nations. The Normandy American Cemetery, overlooking Omaha Beach, is a place of profound and ordered grief. Rows upon rows of pristine white marble crosses and stars of David stretch across a vast, immaculate lawn. Each marker represents a life cut short, a story unfinished. The sheer scale of the cemetery is overwhelming, a silent, powerful testament to the human cost of the conflict. It is a place of quiet reflection, where the scale of the sacrifice becomes heartbreakingly clear. These cemeteries, whether American, British, Canadian, Polish, or even German, are meticulously maintained. They are gardens of memory, sanctuaries of peace carved out of a Nestled in the French Alps, Annecy is a town defined by its crystal-clear lake and breathtaking mountain backdrop. Lake Annecy, famed for its purity, reflects the snowy peaks and tranquil beauty of this unique region. The town's pastel buildings and winding canals blend seamlessly with nature, creating a living watercolor. At its heart stands the iconic Palais de Lille, a medieval fortress rising from the canal. Overlooking all is the Chateau d'Annecy, a silent guardian of the town's rich history. Here, life flows gently, in harmony with water, mountains, and centuries of tradition, a true jewel of the Alps. In the heart of the Dordogne Valley, a landscape of rolling hills and dense oak forests, the earth suddenly falls away. Here, the Alzou Canyon has carved a dramatic scar into the limestone plateau, and clinging to the sheer face of this cliff is one of the most extraordinary human settlements on the planet. This is Rocamadour. It is not so much a town built upon the land as one fused to it, an astonishing vertical village that seems to defy gravity itself. For nearly 1,000 years it has stood as a beacon of faith, its very existence a profound statement of human devotion. The approach to Rocamadour reveals its improbable nature in stages. From a distance it appears almost as a geological illusion, the buildings seeming to grow directly from the rock, their roofs and towers mimicking the natural strata of the cliff. As one draws closer, the sheer audacity of its construction becomes breathtakingly apparent. A single, winding street forms its backbone, lined with medieval houses, shops, and gateways, all perched precariously hundreds of feet above the canyon floor. This is a place born of a powerful collective will, a sanctuary built in one of the most challenging locations imaginable. The name itself, Rocamadour, is thought to mean the Rock of Amator. Legend holds that a hermit named Amador, believed to be the biblical tax collector Zacchaeus, chose this remote and inaccessible cliff for a life of solitude and prayer. After his death, his hermitage became a site of pilgrimage, a place where the faithful would come to seek solace in miracles. The very act of reaching this place was an integral part of the spiritual journey, a physical test of endurance that mirrored the internal struggle for faith, a climb towards the heavens. This vertical arrangement is not accidental, it is a physical manifestation of a spiritual hierarchy. At the lowest level is the town, the realm of the worldly. Above it, carved into the rock, lies the sanctuary, the realm of the sacred. And crowning the entire cliff face is the chateau, the fortress that defended this holy place. This three-tiered structure, village, sanctuary, and castle, creates a powerful visual narrative, guiding the pilgrim upwards from the terrestrial to the divine, a journey etched into the very stone of the canyon wall. The journey for the pilgrim of old was an arduous one, culminating in the ascent of the Grand Escalier, the Great Stairway. 216 steps, carved into the cliff, lead from the lower town up to the Parvis des Églises, the sanctuary square. For centuries, the most devout pilgrims would make this climb on their knees, a profound act of penance and humility. Each step represented a prayer, a moment of reflection, a physical offering in their quest for spiritual grace. The stone of these stairs has been worn smooth by the knees and feet of millions, a silent testament to an unwavering river of faith that has flowed here for generations. Reaching the top of the stairs, one enters the heart of Rocamadour, a small enclosed courtyard surrounded by a cluster of 7 chapels and churches. This is the Cité religieuse, a sacred precinct seemingly suspended between heaven and earth. Here, sheltered by the overhanging rock, is the Basilica of Saint-Sauveur and the crypt of Saint Amador. But the ultimate destination for every pilgrim is the Chapelle Notre-Dame, the Chapel of Our Lady. It is a small, humble space, its walls darkened by the smoke of countless candles lit over 9 centuries. Within this chapel resides the object of veneration, the Black Madonna of Rocamadour. This small, ancient wooden statue of the Virgin and Child, carved from walnut wood, has been the focus of devotion here since the 12th century. Its dark, enigmatic form sits enthroned above the altar, having witnessed the prayers of peasants, kings, and saints. The statue's power is not in its artistic grandeur, but in its immense spiritual weight, an icon that has been the repository for the hopes, fears, and gratitude of countless souls across the ages. Hanging from the ceiling of the chapel is a simple ancient bell. Legend claims that this bell rings of its own accord to signal an impending miracle, often the rescue of sailors in peril at sea who have invoked the name of Our Lady of Rocamadour. Alongside it hangs Durandal, the mythical sword of the hero Roland, said to have been hurled into the cliff face by the archangel Michael. These artifacts, steeped in legend and faith, transform the sanctuary from a mere collection of buildings into a place of active, living wonder, where the boundary between the historical and the miraculous is beautifully and powerfully blurred. Crowning the entire edifice at the very summit of the cliff stands the chateau. Its ramparts offer a commanding view of the Alzou Canyon and the surrounding countryside. While today it provides a spectacular panorama for visitors, its original purpose was entirely defensive. The castle was the final bastion, the protector of the sacred treasures and the devout community nestled in the rock below. Its location was a strategic masterpiece, making any direct assault on the sanctuary virtually impossible. It stands as a symbol of the temporal power that was necessary to guard this immensely important spiritual center. The path that connects the sanctuary to the castle is the Chemin de Croix, the Way of the Cross. This winding, shaded pathway zigzags up the final steepest part of the cliff. Along its route are 14 stations, grottos carved into the rock, depicting the Passion of Christ. For the pilgrim, this final ascent is the culmination of their journey, a meditative walk that invites contemplation on sacrifice and redemption. Reaching the cross at the summit is not just a physical achievement but a spiritual arrival, offering a sense of peace and a perspective that is both literal and metaphorical. From this high vantage point, one can truly appreciate the improbable harmony of Rocamadour. It is an ecosystem of faith, where every element, the town, the stairway, the chapels, the castle, works in concert to create a singular, powerful experience. The sheer cliff is not an obstacle but the foundation. The isolation is not a weakness but a source of spiritual strength. The entire site is a testament to the ability of faith to inspire acts of incredible engineering, endurance, and artistry, transforming a sheer rock face into one of Christendom's most revered sanctuaries. As the sun sets over the Dordogne, it bathes the limestone cliffs in a warm golden light. The stones of Rocamadour, which have absorbed the heat of the day, seem to glow from within. For 1,000 years this vertical sanctuary has kept its vigil, a silent witness to the endless cycles of day and night, and to the unwavering stream of humanity that has sought solace and inspiration on its sacred steps. It remains a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest human achievements are not those that spread outwards, but those that reach upwards towards the heavens. In the sun-drenched landscape of southern France stands the Pont du Gard, a colossal Roman aqueduct, a marvel of ancient engineering and enduring beauty. Its 3 tiers of arches stretch across the Garden River, a testament to Roman ingenuity and ambition. Built nearly 2,000 years ago, it once carried water to the city of Nimes, its stones fitted with astonishing precision. Today, visitors from around the world stand in awe beneath its towering arches, feeling the weight of history. The Pont du Gard is more than stone, it is a bridge between eras, a symbol of human achievement, and a legacy that continues to inspire. Far from the manicured gardens and grand chateaux of the mainland, there lies an island of raw, untamed beauty. This is Corsica, the Isle of Beauty, a mountain in the sea where nature has sculpted a landscape of breathtaking drama and wild character. Nowhere is this artistry more evident than in the Calanques de Piana, a geological wonderland on the island's west coast. Here, wind and water have spent millennia carving the crimson granite into fantastical shapes, creating a coastline that seems to have sprung from a dream. It is a world of towering cliffs, hidden coves, and sculptural rock formations that defy belief. As the sun sets, the Calanques are set ablaze, the porphyritic rock igniting in the golden light, shifting through a spectrum of orange, pink, and fiery crimson. The jagged peaks and weathered spires cast long, dramatic shadows that dance across the turquoise waters of the Gulf of Porto below. This daily spectacle is a powerful display of nature's palette, a fleeting moment of intense beauty that has captivated travelers and artists for centuries. It is a landscape that feels alive, its stone heart glowing with the last embers of the day. The road that winds through this incredible landscape, the D81, is an engineering marvel in its own right, a narrow ribbon of asphalt that clings precariously to the cliffside. Driving it is not for the faint of heart, but every heart-stopping turn reveals a new, more spectacular vista. The rocks take on anthropomorphic forms, shaped by erosion into figures that local lore has named the dog's head, the bishop, the heart. It is a natural sculpture park on a monumental scale, a place where the imagination can run wild, seeing faces and figures in the ancient weathered stone, a testament to the power of pareidolia. This stretch of coastline, so precious and unique, is protected as part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site that also includes the Gulf of Girolata and the Scandala Nature Reserve. This designation protects not just the dramatic geology, but also the rich biodiversity that thrives here. Ospreys soar on the thermal updrafts rising from the cliffs, and the clear waters below teem with marine life. The Calanques de Piana are more than just a beautiful view. They are a complete functioning ecosystem, a sanctuary where the raw power of the earth is on full, magnificent display for all who venture here. The story of the Calanques begins hundreds of millions of years ago, deep within the Earth's crust. It is a tale of immense heat and pressure, of molten magma slowly cooling to form this distinctive red granite. This rock, rich in feldspar crystals, is what gives the Calanques their characteristic color and texture. Over eons, tectonic forces pushed this granite upwards, raising it from the depths to form the rugged mountains of Corsica. What we see today is the result of this ancient geological upheaval, a window into the fiery processes that shaped our planet. The cliffs are a history book written in stone, its pages filled with the secrets of deep time. Once exposed to the elements, the relentless process of erosion began its slow, artistic work. The primary sculptor here is the wind, particularly the powerful libeccio, which sweeps in from the southwest, carrying with it salt and moisture from the sea. This salty spray chemically weathers the rock, while the wind itself acts as a sandblaster, scouring away softer minerals and leaving behind the harder, more resistant forms. The result is a phenomenon known as taphony, a network of hollows, honeycombs, and intricate cavities that pockmark the cliffs, giving them an otherworldly, almost organic appearance, as if the stone itself is breathing. Water, too, plays a crucial role in this ongoing act of creation. Rainwater, slightly acidic, seeps into cracks and fissures in the granite, slowly dissolving minerals and widening the fractures. In winter, this water can freeze, expanding and exerting incredible pressure, wedging blocks of stone apart in a process called frost shattering. Below, at the base of the cliffs, the relentless action of the waves undercuts the rock, carving out sea caves, arches, and grottos, their entrances often hidden, accessible only by boat. It is a constant, dynamic interplay of forces, a slow-motion dance of creation and destruction that continues to shape the coastline with every passing day. To explore the Calanques is to witness geology in action. One can hike the old mule tracks that crisscross the cliffs, paths known as the sentiers muletiers, which offer breathtaking perspectives from above, or one can take to the sea, navigating a small boat through the maze of sea stacks and hidden coves, discovering secluded beaches lapped by crystal-clear water. From this vantage point, the scale of the cliffs is truly humbling, their fiery red walls plunging vertically into the sapphire depths. It is an immersive experience, a journey into a landscape that is both ancient and ever-changing. The sensory experience of the Calanques de Piana extends beyond the visual spectacle of the rocks. It is carried on the air, in the unique and intoxicating scent of the Corsican maquis. This dense, aromatic scrubland is the island's signature vegetation, a resilient tapestry of hardy plants that clings tenaciously to the rocky slopes. As the sun warms the land, the maquis releases a complex perfume, a heady blend of wild lavender, myrtle, rock rose, and the curry-like aroma of the helichrysum or immortelle flower. This fragrance is the very essence of Corsica, a scent that lingers in the memory long after one has left its shores. Life in this rugged environment must be tenacious. The plants of the maquis are adapted to survive the long dry summers and the poor acidic soil. They have small leathery leaves to reduce water loss and deep root systems to find moisture in the rock fissures. This hardy vegetation provides a crucial habitat for a variety of wildlife, from insects and reptiles to the wild boars or sangliers that roam the hillsides. It is a tough, resilient ecosystem perfectly suited to this dramatic landscape, a green and silver cloak thrown over the red shoulders of the granite cliffs, adding another layer of texture and life. The human presence here has always been light, respectful of the formidable terrain. The small village of Piana, perched on a plateau overlooking the Gulf, is a haven of tranquility. Its whitewashed houses and charming church offer a peaceful respite from the wildness of the coast. For centuries, the local people have lived in harmony with this landscape, their lives dictated by the seasons and the rhythms of the land and sea. They were shepherds and fishermen, navigating the steep mule tracks and the unpredictable waters, their culture deeply intertwined with We have drifted through the fairy tale chateau of the Loire, marveled at the genius of the Roman engineers at the Pont du Gard, and lost ourselves in the vibrant lavender fields of Provence. Each destination is a chapter in a much larger story. This is a country where history is not confined to museums, but is etched into the very landscape. It lives in the half-timbered houses of Strasbourg, in the ancient vineyards of Bordeaux, and in the formidable walls of Carcassonne. It whispers from the alpine peaks of Mont Blanc and echoes in the sacred pilgrimage site of Rocamadour. We have seen how culture, nature, and history are woven together into a rich and intricate tapestry, creating a nation that continues to captivate, surprise, and inspire wonder at every turn, from the canals of Annecy to the heart of Paris itself. The beauty of France lies not just in its iconic landmarks, but in the spaces between them, in the journey itself. It is in the changing light, the regional flavors, the local dialects, and the enduring spirit of the people who call this remarkable place home. The story of France is vast and unending, and we have only turned a few of its many pages. There are always more hidden gems to discover, more stories to be told, and more beauty to be uncovered. The adventure is never truly over, it simply awaits your next visit, your own personal journey of discovery. The world is full of such wonders waiting to be explored. We hope this journey has ignited your curiosity and inspired you to seek out the beauty and history that surrounds us all. Subscribe, like, and share for more city guides and epic adventures videos. Which spot was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. For now, we leave you with these images, a final glimpse into the heart of France, a land of timeless allure and endless fascination. Until our next adventure, keep exploring.